Chukwuma Okorafor was cut by the Pittsburgh Steelers. I believe he's a right tackle. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's a tackle.
He was
because
benched.
we move tackles all around. So
okay. He was benched by Mike Tomlin. Rumors had it after the Jaguars game because he got upset about them running the same play over and over again, and that's just alleged. That's what I read when I was doing some research for my offensive tackles I may want the Bengals to sign. Chukwuma Okorafor has now been signed, and I still don't have the numbers, to the New England Patriots. And New England Patriots reactions were immediately, who the heck is this guy? So Chus, let us answer their cry for help. Who is Chukwuma Okorafor? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing?
Okorafor, he had his moments. Like, I don't think he was like the worst, possibly, but I don't think he was definitely like the best guy for our line, more or less. But also, like, our line and our team was just struggling. This boy is out of Nigeria. I think he's like in his like mid-20s. I think he's like 27. I think he has a lot of potential, and he could bring a lot of talent to the New England Patriots, depending on what they're trying to build. Obviously, Okorafor has a lot of experience, so you have a lot of experience going into this signing. So, like, it's not like he's just some random backup guy. Like, he started for us. Like, he has started, but obviously he got benched. I believe Broderick Jones, which is our rookie, filled in for him during the whole entire situation that was unfolding after the Jaguars game. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the reason why he got benched. I never really like researched it too much. I just knew that he got frustrated and they benched him and all of that other stuff. But our O-line was just struggling as a whole. I don't really know if I don't think it was like necessarily Okorafor's fault or any, like, I think that our line just was just as a whole, as a collective whole, was just not good. And I think because of that, I think it kind of made Okorafor look a little worse than he actually was. I was okay with the cut of Okorafor just because his contract was so heavy. I don't remember how much we were paying him, but we freed up a decent bit of cap space just by cutting him. And I think that, you know, for somebody like the Patriots who kind of want to build up their O-line for a potential quarterback that's coming up here, like if they're going to get Jaden Daniels, even though apparently Jaden Daniels, his little entourage isn't really interested in going to New England. I don't. Whatever quarterback they get, they're going to want to build some sort of line, and I think Okorafor would probably be like a solid guy. And he's young, so if he ends up panning out, he's only like 20, 27, like he's in his mid-20s, so you might have like 6 years with him. So if he ends up panning out, and I think the deal was only a 2-year deal, but yeah, he was a tackle for the Steelers. Not the worst. I don't know what his PFF grade was. I think his PFF grade was like, yeah. Oh, it says 60, but also that's based off of the fact that like he also got benched midseason. So
he also had 8 penalties, which is quite a bit. He was tied for 20th in the NFL, but he only allowed 2 sacks. But I guess the right tackle side, he was tied for 67th there. So not horrible on the sacks, but the penalties I think are a problem.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the things that was, I think, the most frustrating that we had with him. I mean, a lot of times, like, he would get a lot of holding penalties, if I remember correctly. Like a lot of like really bad holding penalties, or really bad times too. Like it would be like, oh yeah, 3rd down and 5, and Kenny Pickett or whoever the quarterback was, because remember we're going backwards here. He's been with the Steelers. I think he got drafted in 2018. Chus? Yeah, Chus got drafted in 2018. So like he's been around for a while. So but like depending on who he was, like the problem is like he would get like silly penalties. I mean, I never really studied him too hard, but I know that he was one of those players that was very up and down. Like he had his really good moments, and then he had his moments where like his number would come up, and it'd be like, oh, Okorafor cost us this 10-yard penalty. We lost out on the yardage gain here for this first down. Thanks, Okorafor, and just a lot of frustration. Like I said, I don't think he's like the worst player in the world, but I definitely don't think he's um like anything like terrible. Like I think he'll be a solid signing if developed correctly. I think he could be a really good move for the New England Patriots since he's so young and he has experience since 2018. So he has um at least like a couple years of experience here. So.
And Jaden Daniels, you mentioned that tweet that said he didn't want to go to the Patriots. He retweeted that and then put cap. He put a little hat next to it. So Jaden Daniels, maybe they're hoping they get a mobile guy back there, unlike Mac Jones, and they won't need that right tackle as much, maybe. But I remember when I made my video about Chukwuma Okorafor and Jermaine Illuminor, I didn't really like Chooks as a signing because I was looking at guys who could start for a little bit while a rookie right tackle kind of developed, or even just some competition for him and some depth. And Chooks didn't really stick out to me as someone who I was like, this is the guy I want starting while our rookie right tackle maybe takes a minute. Or if our rookie right tackle goes down, I want Chooks jumping in. Because like you said, he had a lot of penalties in big time moments. So I don't know what the Patriots' plan is for him. They still haven't released the details about that. They also haven't even put it on the transaction list, which I think means it probably won't be certified until next week when free agency officially opens.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Would you be excited as a Patriots fan about this signing?
I know I'm playing with scissors right now. Don't play with scissors, kids. As a Patriots fan, I would think it's decent. I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, this is like great signing. Like he was solid. Like he was decent. Like for the Steelers, like he was a solid player. He got the job done. He wasn't a bad pass protector. Obviously he had his moments where he was frustrating, but like I said, I don't think he's like anywhere like a terrible player. And like you said, he just kind of he said, I think based on what you had said, like if it was based on the offensive play calls and stuff like that, if it was what he said, I mean, Broderick Jones kind of helped open up our run game, which our run game needed to be utilized a lot more because Najee and Jalen Warren were cooking, and we were focusing a lot more on pass. So I feel like Okorafor, depending on if they're going to focus more on passing, I think he would be a great passer, like pass protector. So like if you're going to rely on your new guy like Jaden Daniels or any of these guys to like pass the ball more than run it, I don't even know who the running back is off the top of my head in New England right now.
Is it still Ramondre Stevenson?
Oh, is it still him?
Yeah,
Because
I think so.
Because I know at one point I thought he got hurt or they benched him or they just like weren't using him as much. Because I remember having him in fantasy and like they were like, he might be on the cutting block, he might be traded, he might be done. So I don't know if they were even going to run with him anymore. I didn't really know what the plan was in New England, but
we're middle of the season here, but Ramondre isn't on there. Zeke, Kevin Harris, and Jermichael Hasty are listed as the running backs on the depth chart right now.
So I don't really see the team being really run heavy. I feel like with like those kind of running backs, unless one starts like blowing up, I feel like they're going to run more of like a Buffalo style like run because you have like Zeke is probably like the top running back over there. I think then if they're running more passes, I think it could help, and it'll help the pass protection. I think he's, like I said, I think he's solid. I don't think he is for New England fans, I don't think he's going to be somebody that's going to be like an absolute game changer for your O-line or for your team. But I think he'll be solid until you get your generational tackle. So I think he'll be solid. So, but come back to me if he ends up being terrible because, I mean, crap. I'm sorry, but I didn't think he was that bad. I just thought his contract was a little heavy, and we have Broderick Jones. So
I'm interested to see what his contract is like, because I think that'll kind of give us an idea of what guys like Jermaine Illuminor expect as well, because I think he's kind of in that area where he's not great. He's not going to be your franchise starter, but passable. So I'm interested to see how much the Patriots were willing to pay for Chooks here. But if that's all, I'm ready to go down the spiel.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I was gonna say I thought the only thing I know about the Okorafor deal is that it's 2 years. I don't think there's anything money related. But I mean, hey, but that's the thing about another thing for the Patriots, though. Like for the fans out there of the New England Patriots, like consider the idea that you only have him for 2 years. So if he ends up being a bust, you can just dump him after 2 years. But I personally don't think he'll be a bust. I think he'll be solid for you guys. But I digress.